Well, what's up everyone? Well, in today's video, I want to share 3 problems that I faced while playing Elden Ring on the PC. The way that you could fix them or like the way that you could work around them. Now, we're going to need this program called Viva Tuner Statistic Server. You're going to need to add Elden Ring on it, and you're going to put a frame rate limiter here and put that to 60. That should make the game much more smoother. For the controller fix, you will need this program called PS4 Windows, which is short for DualShock 4. Now, at first, I didn't put the hide PS4 controller thing. I had this weird pinning problem, which like prevented me from playing the game correctly like this. As you can see here, it keep on spinning, and it give you a headache, and you cannot play any game like this, you know. For like whatever reason, the game just doesn't register the PlayStation controller as playable. So if you're using PlayStation controller, you're screwed then, right? No, options that say hide DualShock 4 controller. Here we go, it's finally working. You just have to toggle the DualShock 4 controller. Now that you have checked the hide PS4 controller, as you can see here, my controller is working fine, which is pretty handy and pretty good. So having your controller works, it's just like it's a huge W in my book, you know. This is not the first From Software game to ever done this. Dark Souls 3 had the same problems. I think Dark Souls 2 had like the same controller problems. So yeah, here my controller is working great here. I don't know if the mic is gonna pick up on the button of the controller or not. Alright. Now, the second thing, the performance. As you can see here, it's locked 60 FPS here, and it's very smooth, because this is an closed door environment. Now, what does that mean? A closed environment and open environment. Now, this is what I call a closed environment. This is a linear area, you know. There is like these assets, and these assets are loaded in, and it doesn't require much else, you know. It's because it's fully loaded in right now. We got this huge castle, or like a huge school, library, college, whatever like you want to call it, and it's already been rendered fully, you know, because right now 60 FPS locked, you know. As you can see here in the MSI Afterburner, the FPS is just, it doesn't drop below 50, I would say. Now, of course, this is horrible for like a PC game, but at the same time, it's From Software game, and it's a bad port. You know, it's a bad PC port. Let's just be honest. I love this game. I think this is definitely the Game of the Year edition. Yeah, this is definitely getting my Game of the Year, but we cannot ignore that there is some serious performance issues. All right. Yeah, I don't want to fight these guys, so I'm just gonna skip here to the left. There's I think, a grace point. Nice. Nicely done. Alright, so this is the performance in the indoor. Alright, so let's just go to an open area. All right, let's just go to the first open world area that you're going to encounter while basically playing on Elden Ring. As you can see here, it's not great. Really, it's not great. 55 FPS for some reason. Let me show you my graphical settings here. As you can see here, the texture quality is high. I think like this one is very taxing. I don't know. You know, like there's like so much options, and you just have to tweak them all. Like this is the settings that I have right now. I might like turn down some, because clearly the FPS is suffering right now. This is what I was saying about the open world environment. It's not a locked 60 FPS. Now, of course, if I'm not recording this, I will be gaining like 5 more FPS maybe. But still, like, it's not an excuse for this game to run this poorly, in my opinion, you know? It's not bad per se, you know? Basically, the thing is, if you looked at the top right, the game is not even using 100% of my GPU. That is my main problem here, you know? My main problem is that it doesn't take advantage of the hardware presented to the game, if that make any sense, you know? I mean, like, if the game uses 100% of my GPU, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna have like a more easier time staying at the FPS target, which is 60 FPS. And you're going to this forest area. This is horrible. Yeah, something is definitely not right here. Yep, like I said, it's not a great PC port. The map, the open world map. As you can see here, the map here is displaying correctly when I'm not zoomed out. As you can see here, the first step, then you just keep on going to the castle. After that, you go into the Margit boss fight, and after that, you go in up to, to defeat the Godric. And after Godric, you go into the academy here. Like the normal stuff. The map is displaying correctly, as you can see here. And there's like this one, which is like the Rani thing. But if we just zoomed out a little bit, you can see here, it's totally break. That's just what I'm trying to say. Like, it's still like the checkpoint and the grace point works correctly, but only displaying the correct map if you really zoomed in. Like, if you wanna see like a more wider options, or like a more open map approach, you definitely going up to have to suffer a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but at the same time I thought like it was worth mentioning. I have uninstalled the game and downloaded the game 3 times in a row, and for whatever reason it wouldn't work. Let's just try the low settings here. Alright, so this is on the low settings possible in Elden. Let's just do the same test here. Go to the first step, go to the same one. You can see the game looks much uglier. But to make the test more fair, let's put it onto noon, I mean, the sun, the morning. Alright. Wow, the game actually stick to 60 FPS much more. But it looks weird. Have like some graphical issues, I think. At least it's like 60 FPS on the low settings, 1080p. Which is horrible to some people, I don't know. Yep. This is the same benchmark, I think, like going to point A to point B. Like, the open world is so messed up in this game. Like, I have no idea why. And look at that. It's using 75% of my GPU in the lowest settings. It's not like using less GPU or something. It still like uses the same amount of GPU, but it looks worse. And it's not even locked 60 FPS. So that just should give you an idea like how poorly optimized this game. Let's just say I want to run everything on the high settings, Something is wrong with like your game optimization when basically the high and the low settings doesn't make much of a difference here. Now, as you can see here, it got like 2% GPU usage more, maybe. I don't know. It's now stick to the 80%. Still, not 100%. And the FPS is not, it's about 10 FPS less. I would say like a 5 FPS to 10 FPS less. It sometimes it hit the magical number 60 FPS, but sometimes it does not. So this is like no matter like what I did, like locking the FPS, enabling GeForce, it doesn't matter. This game really have like some horrible frame time, and I don't know why. And this has only happened on the open world area of the game. Let's just say like I want to go to a closed environment, like I said here. So this is the academy place. You can see here the academy, because it's a much lesser intense area. It runs much better. Pretty much a locked FPS per, yeah. Probably like this, like the same thing happened on like the PlayStation 5. I believe like that's why this game would never really truly get a locked 60 FPS, because even like the PC Master Race cannot like hit a constant 60 FPS lock. So yeah, so I don't think the consoles are going to get like a basically a stable FPS either. So yeah, so should you play it on the PC? Yes, but be careful, because this is not the greatest port, and if I were to choose to play Elden Ring on the PC or the consoles, I would gladly play this game on the PlayStation 5. It seems like the performance is much more consistent there. It is much more smoother for some reason. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I have shared some like insight, some actually problem that I faced, because like I'm pretty sure if like you own like a $2,000 PC, or like this, you know, the 3070, 3080, 3090, you don't need to watch this video. Just you know, download the Elden Ring and enjoy it. You probably wouldn't have that much of an issues. But for like the normal everyday consumer, just be wary. There is some performance issues, and there is some controller issues, and there is, you know, some other issues in this game. Still, ignoring all of the problems, this game is definitely worth every single dollar that you're going to spend.
気持ち悪いわね。この豚